Good afternoon, everyone. My presentation today focuses on WISE and its groundbreaking innovation, the borderless digital banking system. So, this innovation has transformed how money moves across border, offering people a faster, cheaper, and more transparent way to transfer funds internationally. Throughout this presentation, I'll be discussing why WISE developed this innovation, how it aligns with its business strategy, the effects on society, the ethical and security challenges involved, and finally, how it compares with other fintech competitors in the market. Moving on to the next slide. So, Wise, which was originally called TransferWise, is a UK based fintech company founded in 2011 by Tafet Henriques and Christo Carman. Their mission is simple: money without borders. They wanted to make international transfers as easy as sending a local payment. So before Wise existed, transferring money overseas through traditional banks could take several days and often came with hidden fees or unfair exchange rates. Wise solved this by creating a digital platform that connects users directly and transfer money through the local banking system, meaning faster transaction and much lower fees. In short, WISE aimed to bring fairness and transparency to international banking, especially for individual, small businesses, and freelancers who operate globally. So let's start with why WISE developed its borderless banking system. Traditionally, sending money overseas meant dealing with high fees and poor exchange rates. Wise wanted to change that. The goal was to make global transaction affordable and transparent, removing unnecessary bank charge that often left customers paying more than expected. This focus on eliminating high fees became one of the company's core motivation. Another key part of the innovation is the peer-to-peer system. So instead of physically moving money across the borders, Wise matches users who are sending money in opposite direction. For example, if someone in Australia wants to send a dollars to the UK and someone in the UK wants to send pounds to Australia, Wise simply swaps the amounts internally. So this makes transaction faster, cheaper, and more efficient. And finally, Wise mission statements, the money without borders, truly sums it up. The company's purpose is to remove barriers in finance so that people can send, spend, and receive money anywhere in the world without complication or hidden costs. So now let's look at how this innovation aligns with Wise business strategy. So first, it directly addresses customer pain points. Things like hidden fees, slow transfers, and unclear pricing that customer experience with traditional banks. Wise designed its platform to create a seamless and stress-free experience, giving users confidence in every transaction. So next, transparent pricing is a major pillar of their strategy. So Wise shows the real-time exchange rate upfront and reveals exactly what fees you are paying. So nothing is hidden. This transparency builds trust and helps customers manage their finance better. And lastly, Wise Innovation supports market differentiation. So, in a competitive fintech market filled with platforms like Revolt and PayPal, Wise stands out through cost leadership and pricing transparency. So, instead of offering like a wide range of banking features, Wise focuses on doing one things extremely well, which is making cross-border money transfer simple and fair. So when comparing Wise, let's say Wise and Revolt, the main difference comes down to the transparency versus variety. So Wise focus on clear, honest pricing using mid market exchange rate and low fee starting from, as you can see from the table, 0.43% with no hidden charge or weekend markups. So it supports 40 currencies um, by the time that I'm speaking, and works in over 160 countries, and even provides overseas bank account details, which makes it ideal for global users. On the other hand, Revolt offers a broader range of banking features such as budgeting tools and even crypto trading. However, it applies an extra 1% fee on the weekend and has a few currencies available, around 30. So in short, Revolt appeals to user who wants a full service digital bank, but Wise stands out for its transparency, affordability, and global reach. So making it the preferred choice for cross-border money transfer. So now look at how Wise borderless banking system impacts customers, employees, and society. So, starting with the customers, Wise gives people and small business greater accessibility and lower costs when managing money across borders. So, through its multi currency account, users can hold, send, or spend in over 40 currencies and even use local bank details abroad. So, making international payments feel as simple as the local ones. And for the employees, especially those in finance and payroll departments, the one of the impact is so Wise can reduce the administrative burden instead of spending hours, reconciling international transfers or managing multiple accounts. So staff can focus on more strategic and value-driven tasks. And for the society impact, WISE promotes global financial inclusion. So this allows individuals and small businesses, including those in developing regions and particularly migrant workers, to access reliable, affordable financial service, helping bridge the global economic gap. So moving on. So while wise innovations brings many benefits, it also introduces ethical challenges that need to be carefully managed. There's always a catch. So the first major issue is the data privacy and security. So Wise handles a huge amount of personal and financial information from users around the world. So this raised concern about how data is stored, shared, and protected, especially with the international data transfers. Additionally, the risk of cybersecurity threats such as the data breach or identity theft could severely damage the customer's trust if not properly managed. So another ethical concern is job displacement. So since Wise operates on a digital first model, it relies heavily on automation, AI nowadays, and online customer support. So this reduced the need of the traditional banking roles like tellers and clerks, potentially replacing human jobs with automated systems. This is one of the biggest concerns in the future. So while Wise leads innovation in digital banking, it must continue ensuring storing data protection policies and find ways to balance efficiency with human impact in the evolving financial landscape. So the next slide is focusing on cybersecurity and technology risks that can affect wise borderless banking innovation. So the first is obviously the data privacy breach, as I mentioned earlier. So since Wise handles massive amounts of data, financial and personal data across different countries, transferring this information between jurisdictions can expose it to data interception, unauthorized access, or privacy law violations. Protecting global users' data is therefore one of the Wise's biggest challenge. Another risk is fraud and identity theft. So, like many digital platforms, Wise is vulnerable to account takeovers, social engineering scams, and money laundering schemes. Criminals may try to exploit Wise fast transfer system to move illicit funds before detection, which puts pressure on the company to constantly upgrade its fraud prevention systems. The third one is to compliance failure and obviously money laundering. Wise has previously, in one of the news, Wise has previously faced regulatory scrutiny and fines for weakness in anti-money laundering program. So this issue mainly involve insufficient identity verification and delays in reporting suspicious transaction. To maintain credibility and meet international banking standards, so Wise must continuously strengthen its compliance frameworks and regulatory oversight. So the next slide is to address this cybersecurity and compliant risk. So WISE use a range of risk mitigation strategies designed to protect both the company and its customer. So first, it relies on advanced encryption techniques. So all financial transaction and sensitive customer data are encrypted end to end, making sure that even the data is intercepted, it remains unreadable to unauthorized parties. So this helps maintain security and user trust. Second, WISE applies role-based access controls, meaning that only authorized employees can access specific levels of data. So this reduces human error and the potential to insider threats by strictly limiting who can view or modify critical information. And finally, WISE should implement multi factor authentication and AI based monitoring. So, which stands for MFA, requires users to verify their identity through multiple methods while AI systems continuously monitor for unusual transaction patterns or login activities. So these tools work together to detect and prevent fraud before it causes harms. So through these combined measures, WISE enhance its operational security, compliance, and reliability in the global fintech environment. So the next slide is the target customer segment. So Wise Innovations targets in a wide range of customer segments to make global financial accessible to everyone. The platform is especially popular among individuals such as migrant workers and international students who need affordable and quick ways to send or receive money across borders. It also serves small and medium-sized enterprises, so sometimes this type of enterprises often struggle with high international payment fees when working with suppliers or clients overseas. So Wise offers them multi-currency accounts and transparent rates, which is very important, that help save costs and simplify bookkeeping. Finally, WISE appeals to frequent travelers and digital nomads, so allowing them to spend and withdraw money abroad as if they had a local account without the usual bank charge. So overall, this customer focused approach enable WISE to reach diverse users globally and strengthen its reputation as a borderless financial solution. To connect with its target customers, Wise use several key marketing strategies. So first are digital campaigns. Like, well, Wise should do more digital campaigns. So Wise actively promotes its service through social media, online ads, and influencer collaboration to reach global audiences and build strong brand awareness. Second, Wise should invest in educational content, It creates, for example, it creates blogs, videos, and online tools that explain exchange rates, transfer fees, and money management tips. This helps educate customers while reinforcing Wise image as a transparent and trustworthy brand. And the third one, should form strategic partnerships with travel agencies, e-commerce platforms, and payroll services. These partnerships expand its reach, attract new customer, and strengthen its global presence. So together, these marketing strategies make sure Wise remains visible, credible, and customer focused in the competitive fintech industry. Now, let's take a look at the comparative analysis between Wise and its main rivals that I've given example, Revolt and PayPal. So starting with Wise, its core offering is the multi-currency account and low-cost international transfers. The biggest strengths of Wise lies in its transparent fees and use the real mid-market exchange rate, making it ideal for sending money across more than seven currency. However, Wise may lack some premium banking services like loans or full banking features, and its coverage can be slightly weaker in certain emerging markets. Next, Revolt takes a broader approach as a neo-bank platform. So it means it combines multi-currency accounts, travel perks, and budgeting tools, appealing to users who want an all-in-one financial app, and its strength is first versatile, but for pure international transfers. So Wise often remains most cost effective and transparent. Finally, PayPal is as a lot of people know, it's a global payment leader, one of the pioneers, mainly known for e-commerce and peer-to-peer transactions. It benefits from massive brand recognition and integration with merchants worldwide, but its cross-border fees and currency markups are typically higher than those two companies that I mentioned earlier. So PayPal is less focused on providing low-cost international transfer compared to Wise and Revolt. So in summary, while Revolt and PayPal offer a broader range of financial features, Wise still stands out for its clarity, affordability, and efficiency in cross-border payments, making it a strong competitor in the global fintech landscape. So that's the end of my presentation. I just want to say, in conclusion, with several fintech companies like Revolt and PayPal compete in the cross-border financial service market, Wise still continues to stand out through its strong focus on transparency, as I've mentioned many times before, real exchange rates, and low transfer costs as the most important factor. So, its borderless banking system has successfully attracted individuals and small businesses who value cost efficiency, speed, and simplicity, setting it apart from Revolt's lifestyles oriented banking model and PayPal's e commerce driven platform. So, looking ahead, Wise continued success will depend on its ability to innovate technologically, strengthen its cybersecurity measures, and build strategic partnerships that address both consumer and business needs. So by maintaining this priority, Wise is well positioned to lead the global fintech landscape and keeping on its mission of money without borders. So thank you very much for your attention, and